Hello, can you hear me? The one person in the chat. Okay, great. Okay, awesome. So I'm gonna start talking about the topic. I'm gonna be brutally honest. You know the drill. We gotta wait for other people to get in. So I'm gonna hurry up though, because I had you guys waiting and waiting and waiting. So we'll wait 2 minutes, okay? So yeah, um, I'm gonna talk about the topic on the screen. And then after, you guys can ask your questions about that topic. This is going to be really interesting. Okay. So, I heard somebody say a while ago, lookism or the topic of looks is one of the most controversial topics, right? And I just couldn't understand. I'm like, wait, what do you mean? Like, why is that controversial? Like, this is common sense. Like, I don't get it. And the reason why I don't get it, I don't be getting it sometimes, or I can't relate is because, okay, not to toot my own horn here. I'm just speaking as a matter of fact. That I've always said this. I am above average statistically. I've got my measures done, and on paper, I am above average. And that's why a lot of the times, if you're an above average woman, you probably might have a hard time relating to a lot of women, if that makes sense, because the experience is like totally opposite. That's really what I'm starting to notice. Who would have thought the freaking topic of looks would have been so controversial? Like, out of all the things I talked about on my channel, looks is the most controversial topic. But I never would have guessed. It's just looks. This is common sense. And that's because my subs are very smart, and I'll probably shout them out because some of them gave me these ideas that I'm mentioning. Um Most people, the average person, either is just average looking or below average. Okay? They can't really relate to the above average experience. So, okay, I'll bring up statistics that like kind of qualifies somebody to be above average. If you are slim, that's above average. Okay? That alone is above average. If you have a small waist, that alone is above average. Right? Or you could look up, like, if you're a member. Oh, thank you so much. I was just going to bring you up, Black INFJ. You inspired this conversation. I appreciate that. Thank you. Um anyways, so yeah, I'm just naming things scientifically, statistically, that I remember it being above average. What else? Certain features on your face can make your face like striking, like very desirable features that a lot of people don't have. I did a video on this. So, like, high cheekbones, full lips, almond eyes, all of that stuff would make you above average and put you, yeah, in above average category. But see, this is where the controversy comes in. Most women do not have all of that going on. Most women do not have the body, the small waist, the hourglass, the perfect features. And that's why, if you've been on, okay, I'm just going to name drop people. I'm sorry, I can't even help myself. If you've been on channels like me and, Pretty Little Reality, or, it's been war and chaos, well, at least with me. Oh my goodness, I've shook YouTube. It's chaos and destruction just for telling the truth. Because, yeah. All right. And okay, I say this, where am I going with this conversation right now? Okay. Um Something that I have been really observing, and this is going to sound ignorant. I know it's going to sound ignorant because I don't have the typical opinion. So, it's going to question what you've been sold. This is going to sound kind of ignorant what I'm saying, but stick with me. Something that I have noticed is that above average women, wait, hold on. No, no, I'm sorry. I noticed that average women tend to not like men more. I'm sorry, that's just what I noticed. They tend to not like men more. And you know what inspired me to talk about this was, you guys know I am in a very happy marriage. There's no issues, but yet there was a woman. She tagged me in this post, and it was titled. It was like a video. She's been tagging me all day. Like, I'm getting a lot of hate right now. She's been tagging me all day, and this one post caught my eye, and the post basically said, "Women who are male centered lose. They lose in life," or something like that. And here's the thing, okay? When I talk against decenter men, I'm not saying that you have to bow down and worship the ground that men walk on. Come on, use our head, use our head, use our head, okay? But yeah, she tagged me in that post. And then it just really had me thinking, I don't have the same plight as these people. Like, okay, like I said, this is gonna sound ignorant, but stick with me. I started realizing average women do not like men because they can't get away with what really above average women can get away with men. That's why they don't like men. That's like the majority of the reason, like why they don't like men more than above average women. Because when you're above average, when you're like very attractive, right? You can get away with a lot of stuff. And I noticed that average women have this constant fear of men leaving them. It just ruminates in their head. I don't have that plight. I don't have that fear. I don't have this constant fear of guys leaving me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if that sounds delusional. I said, look, this is going to sound ignorant, but I'm just telling the truth. Okay? Am I saying I'm above that? No, no, nobody's above anything happening in life. But I'm saying your fears don't constantly ruminate in my head. I'm not constantly thinking about, um, you know, I'm not constantly thinking about hating men or they're going to leave me one day, because typically that does not happen to me in my life, because it's actually been proven that attractive women actually get enabled more. That's what I was trying to explain to them with Cooking with Kaya. They thought Cooking with Kaya would mess up one time and then the male audience would leave her channel. No, no, no. See, that's your plight. Okay? You're the one that got to constantly worried about, okay, let me not be male centered because men can leave me at any moment. That's your constant issue, because it's actually true. From what I've noticed, if you look really good, I noticed that people tend to put up with a lot more from you. I know that sounds bad, but it's just the truth. Okay? If you look below average, yeah, you're going to have to be on your best behavior because people are willing to put up with a lot less. That's why below average women, they constantly have this fear all the time, and they're projecting it onto me. Oh, he's going to leave you. He's going to cheat on you. That's your fear. And like I said, I'm not above anything happening in life, but what we're talking about fears right now. That's a fear that below attractive women always have. It just ruminates in their mind. They have an anxious attachment style because that's their plight. And see, this was the disconnect I was having on my channel. Shout out to Black INFJ because he said it. He said something to the extent of, and it just all clicked for me. It all clicked. He kind of just speaks my mind at this point. He basically said, like, attractive women and unattractive women live different lives. And this explains why, yeah, I just don't have the same plight. I can't relate to their talking points. Even when they say, oh, you better not be male centered. Well, I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying you have to worship the ground that men walk on, but see, you can't afford to be male centered because when you mess up, they quickly throw you away, right? Me, okay, being quote unquote male centered, whatever that means, right? I don't know. It has not failed for me. Okay? Actually, when you're really attractive, being male centered, it improves your life. I know that sounds crazy, but stick with me. Okay? And I'm trying to remember what I commented under that post that the girl tagged me in, where she was like, women who are male centered lose in life, or something like that. Oh, basically, I said, well, those are your fears. Me centering my man or whatever. Hold on. What did I say? Because I ate her up. Hold on. Hold on. Man, I wish I screenshot that because I really put her in her place. Oh, that's what I said. Basically, I said, why would I want to decenter my man when he makes my life easier? Okay? I said something to that extent. I'm really trying to remember. Man, hold on. I'm actually reading the chat right now. Yeah. They said when men with resources don't want them, of course they hate men. That's what I'm saying. They're not getting the benefits from men. And I'm not trying to turn this into a gold digging conversation. It's just the truth. That's what it just all clicked one day. It all clicked. And that's why certain women, they were getting busted with their talking points. They're like, wait a minute, wait. So you're very pretty and you're a 10, but you bash men all day. That kind of doesn't make sense. Those two are not really like, you know. Tania said, no, it's definitely the truth. Yeah, so they're basically just mad. They're like mad because they can't, yeah. But I'm really trying to remember what I said because man, I really want to I really ate her up for real. I think basically I just said, why would I want to decenter my man and make my life harder, you know, and have to spam the timeline all day to make ends meet and pay rent? No, that's why I literally come on here and joke around and treat my channel like a joke. The whole time I've been just winging my channel and people are here because I don't got to go as hard as you. Okay? I don't. Because if all else fails, I'll have my man to fall back on. Oh, and that's another thing. Yeah, so I don't have that plight of men just constantly leaving my life. And trust me, I've done some very problematic things in the past that I'm not proud of, but I don't have that plight. If anything, you know what's really like has been unstable in my life? Having a freaking job. Are you kidding me? And I'm not against women working. I'm all for women working. I don't really care. But I'm just going to use the example. They're constantly trying to fear monger. That's what it is. It's like, oh, he's going to leave you. I don't know why they keep doing this to me. Like, it's very weird. Um, and if anything, no, you can actually apply that with anything in your life. Like with anything in your life, things can go wrong, right? So what I noticed is a job is more likely to fire me than my man leaving me. Okay? A, or if they don't fire me, they try to make my life hell so that I can quit. That's also another strategy that they're always doing. Okay? I'm just saying we don't have the same plight. I'm just saying. But I wanted to say, I just wanted to piggyback off of that talking point because I'm always bringing up my boo. And yeah, I'll get the women that will fear monger me because I'm like confident. I'm confident in the marriage and stuff like that. Well, here's the thing. I call those women female losers. They're constantly going around reminding people of the worst case scenario happening, but it's like you could literally like what am I supposed to do? You can apply that logic to anything in your life. So they're the ones going around like, okay, if you express that you're happy in your relationship or marriage, they'll be the ones reminding you, oh, he could cheat, right? He's going to leave you one day, right? And usually, like I said, these are average or below average women with these constant fears that they're always projecting onto people. Okay. That's what's ruminating in their mind. But it's like, okay, anything you do in life, there's no 100% guarantees. So do we just give up? That's why I call them they're the female losers. It's like, okay, what's the point? I'm in a house right now. What's the point of me living in this house? It could literally catch on fire and get burned down. So should I just be homeless? What's the point of anything? What's the point of me even doing this live stream? Because at any moment, YouTube can shut my channel down. So should I just quit the live stream? Like, so yeah, they try to fear monger and apply that rhetoric to women who are in happy relationships and marriages. They always got to constantly remind you of what they're insecure about happening. Okay. But it's like everything in life has a risk. So yeah, I just noticed that I actually do not have insecurities of my boo leaving me. I just, it's not an insecurity. I don't know. It's secure. Hold on. And that's also what I wanted to talk about too. Hold on. That's another thing. Those women do not even understand, like, you're not a graceful person. So I understand that the worst case scenario can happen to me in life. It can. But I don't constantly, it's not normal or healthy to go around having an anxious attachment style, constantly ruminating about the worst case. You're catastrophizing 24/7. Like, my philosophy in life is, hey, if things don't work out, I'll figure it out. I'll remain graceful. Life will go on. I live in the present. A lot of women do not live in the present. They're always in the future, worrying about the worst thing that can possibly happen. Okay. I need women to understand everybody does not have your plight. See, you're the one that chooses the man that is, he has six other women in rotation. Okay. That's how y'all date. Some people really know how to choose good men to the point where I don't have kids, but I'm sorry, women are going to hear this and think I'm Delulu because they're traumatized and they don't really know how to pick good men. I don't have kids yet, but I know for a fact, just based on my boo's character, okay, I know for a fact he's going to be there for me. See, some of us, we can depend on our man. We don't got the same plight as you. I see what you women be doing. You be purposely choosing bad men, incel men, pookies, or whatever the sort. And then you always play victim talking about he's switched up. Switched up? Look at the man. So I need women to understand that's your plight. It's not that I'm being cocky. Everybody does not have your plight. Okay? I don't have the same traumas as you. We know that you're below average looking, and I'm being real here when I say this. I know the plight of below average looking women. Men tend to not tolerate a lot from those women. They don't. Okay? So that's why you're constantly in nervous mode. And then paired with them being slow, they don't know how to choose men. It's just a disaster with their relationship with men. So, yeah, hold on. I'm reading the chat. See, these women, they can't grasp the concept of a good man. And I talked about this before because they're not good women. Someone earlier in the chat, I'm going to point this out. And actually, a lot of men have said this. Being insecure, that alone scares off people. Like that energy alone. So I call those women, it seems like what they have is an anxious attachment style. Okay? That's an anxious attachment style. And anxious attachment styles, the reason why it scares off men and people is because you look crazy. I don't know who needs to hear this. Take the test online, okay? Take it online and find out where your attachment style is. If it's anxious, I'm letting you know how you come off to men and in dating. You guys wanted dating tips? Here you go. If you have an anxious attachment style, you come off as psycho to people. Okay? It's not normal when you first meet a man and are you going to cheat on me? Are you going to leave me? That's your job to make good decisions and try to choose to the best of your ability a man that can make you feel secure. You guys be having those fears because I see what you guys be doing. You like Pookie in them. Okay? And if it's not Pookie in them, some of you guys go on the opposite extreme and try to gold dig and date incels and stuff like that, like simps and stuff like that, that also give you a hard time. And yeah. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I speak the truth. See, look at what Black INFJ said. Paranoid women are a huge turnoff. Yes, because men already know that we're crazy. They don't need an extra psycho woman. They already know when they date women, they're gonna have to put up with a little tad bit of crazy, just a little bit. So yeah, I'm just being honest. It kind of gives that movie that I recently just watched, Acrimony. That's the vibes that they give. Like people with healthy attachment styles, I have a healthy attachment style. We tend to just like roll with life. You're supposed to live in the present. And if things bad were to happen, congrats. That's the human experience. You move on with your life. Okay, it's not the end of the world. See, and that's another thing. See, I be peeping all the insecurities. I don't like women who be online and they try to magnify other women's negative moments and just they did that with Cooking with Kaya. Like that's not healthy. Everybody has bumps in the roads. Life goes on. Life progress. Yeah, exactly. KB said, "I don't need you giving me death stares every time an attractive woman is near." And that's what I'm saying. These like some women, they just be mad insecure. I can't relate to the plight of being insecure. I can't. And I realize a lot of people, they have a hard time relating to my conversations because I am speaking from the perspective of a woman that is statistically above average. I've shown little sneak peeks of myself. Okay. Y'all a little bit too psychotic online for me to be showing my full self. I'm not that dumb. Okay. But still. So what do you guys think about what I said? You can comment below. I'm a very deep thinker and I notice things on my own and I always have controversial takes. That's just what I noticed. Like honestly, it's true. And shout out to Black INFJ again. Okay? Again. Because he said something that is so freaking true. Above average women experience a life of being enabled by men. Okay? That's why they're saying average women are always fear mongering, right? They're like, oh, he's gonna leave you and you're gonna lose everything and whoop de doo. Yeah, but when you're above average, I'm just gonna speak the truth. There will always be a man there that's going to save you. You don't see a that's what Black INFJ said. He said, "You don't see above average women homeless. You don't see above I'm going to repeat it again. You do not see above average women homeless on the streets." Okay? When you are above average, there's always going to be a man there helping you, saving you, always. Period. End of discussion. Yeah, they're putting 100 emojis. At least that's how my life has always went. Okay, like I don't know. I'm like, well, dang. Why don't I hate men? I just don't. It's because they've always saved me. I've always been like the damsel in distress. Always. So it's like, actually, and I'm gonna piggyback off of what Cerise commented. She keeps commenting, and it's facts. Decentering men, that would actually make my life harder. Okay? That would make my life harder. But see, that's why average women and below average women, they be miserable as F towards men because they have to do that. I called that out and I clocked it accurately, and I stand on what I said. You gotta decenter men because men don't center you. Okay? You like, come on. Yeah, yeah. I really just sat there and really thought about it. I really thought about it. That's why they be so bitter in their content. Like, can you make happy decenter men content? No. Why is everything so miserable, toxic? Like, and then it's like, okay, sure, fine, cool. You have your little statistics in the video. You can find statistics on anything. Whatever you find, whatever you go looking for, you can find it. Okay? That's how the internet works. And they're mad because they have to do that. They don't get the option. Some of these girls don't even have the option to center men, I guess, and make their lives easier. That's why they're so angry. They're always angry and ganging up on attractive women, and they're angry at men. And like I said, you guys know I believe in balance. Okay, when we have these conversations, no, once again, nobody's saying that not decentering men means you have to worship men. That's a given. That's common sense. But I'm not going to be putting my man on the back burner like what they're talking about in decenter men. Okay? And sometimes, like I said, these girls, they be bitter. They be miserable and angry. And sometimes they don't even be that ugly. It be their bad personalities. And it be their personalities that prevent them from getting good relationships with men, and it puts them into the category where you have to freaking decenter them. And people keep saying, well, what's the problem? What's your thing with decenter men? Every time you talk against it, you're gonna get women saying that. Okay. The original concept was whatever, right? Just like with every concept and every group and every movement, you guys turn it extreme. So now decenter men is just another feminist thing where it's used to bash men, bash straight women. It's just used to be an evil, nasty, miserable bully. Okay? One of the decenter men leaders, that's what they said in the chat. They said that she's over there making fun of women who simply just love their partners. It's turning radical. Yo, exactly. Ian said, becoming an old, bitter, miserable woman is my worst fear. Yo, that's why people think that I'm 22. People swear that I'm young because I don't have the energy of an old, bitter, miserable woman. Did you know that my with my ops, right, that I've been beefing with, people are rounding her age up because the bitterness and the miserableness, it ages you. See, some women put too much emphasis on outer appearance, right? She kind of looks cool on the outside, but you open your mouth and it's putting 20 years onto you. Because and that's the interesting thing that I wanted to talk about. When people were trying to guess my age, they were saying, "Oh no, Blunt Girly is really young. She seems like she doesn't have life experience." You know why they were saying that? Because I don't wear my pain like how other women wear their pain. I actually have more life experience than all of these women that hate men. Okay? I've been through some things in my life. It's just that I come off as young because I'm graceful. All of you guys come off as older than your age. So I'm sorry if I've got some people's age wrong and I'm rounding it up. Well, I'm going based off of your energy. Yeah, I mean, yeah, when people were doing videos about me, one girl literally said that she was like, well, actually, a bunch of girls were like, oh, she's a baby. She doesn't have like experience. I'm like, what are you talking about? And what I noticed too about women who don't like men, right? I started really like trying to have empathy and like hear their stories. They barely be going through anything. It's like they're just weak. And that's why I call them the female losers. It's like they had one bad relationship where he might have done something minor or whatever to them, and then they hold on to it forever. They let it age their personality. They become bitter, they become miserable, and they're like that forever. And I was blown away because I listened to some of the most male hating women's stories, and I have been through more things than them. And I am the graceful one. So I think it's not even just a matter of what they've been through, it's a matter of how they deal. Like some people are just not resilient. They go through one thing and then quit. That's not how you're supposed to live life. That's not how life works. You're supposed to keep it pushing, stay resilient, keep it moving. So yeah, I've just been really like analyzing those people. Yeah. Yeah, people are perceiving me as young despite my intellect. And it's because I just refuse to let life age me. You would be so shocked if I told you everything that I've been through. Okay? I'm just, hey, if it should have been anyone hating men, it should have been me. But I'm very graceful. And the pros outweigh the cons. So yeah, just like what that person said, that's actually my worst fear is becoming a miserable person. Like that destroys your femininity. Women, a lot of our femininity is our personality. It's not just your looks. It's your aura. If you don't have that, just forget about it. You're going to ruin every opportunity. That's why some women, I'm not going to get it too into that. I'm not going to get in, never mind. Yeah, I don't wear what I've been through. Some women wear their experiences on them and it makes them look ugly and insufferable. People look at me and perceive me as young because they can't tell what I've been through because I don't wear it on my sleeve. Yeah, because I've never said my age. So I just like when people talk basically, and it's like, oh, you're telling on yourself. Hmm. Yeah, a lot of the times people project. Even with my content, I be projecting. I be projecting in my content. That's why, like, typically also with above average women, you'll notice that you'll have more of a hard time with other women. So that's why you see me doing all this content around female on female bullying. As we can literally see, the women are proving my point as we speak, ganging up on me. They've been doing that to me my whole life. This is nothing new. That's usually the experience of above average women. You have below average, below average women teaming up to take her down. So no, I'm honest. Like people like one lady was like, she's projecting in her content. That's not a gotcha moment. Oh my god, those people are so slow. It just don't be clocking to them. I've been said that a lot of my content is projections. Yeah, that's literally just it's normal. Humans tend to project, meaning you tend to talk about what's always on your mind. So you know how they're saying they're decentered from men, but they can't stop talking about men? You clock that? Yeah. Okay. That's what I mean. So a lot of the times with my videos, yes, I talk about what's on my mind. Projection. Yeah, so KB said, that makes sense. Hence why they say my girl has a baby voice and they think she's way younger than she is. She's actually 18 months older than me. So I noticed that too. When I'm not on YouTube, I have a very bubbly and very youthful personality. I've been this way my whole life. Like if you look at pictures of me when I was a little girl, in all my pictures, I look like a bundle of joy, like the biggest smile on my face. That aura has never left me. So I notice that also because I'm bubbly, people perceive me as younger, which I mean, I don't care. I don't want to be like them. That's another thing that I was noticing too. What people perceive as older, it be bad things. Like we talked about this already. Like if you have an sometimes they perceive overweight bodies as, oh, that's a grown woman body, or they want me to have this very deep voice in order to for it to be considered a grown woman's voice. No. So everything jacked up, masculine, ugly, unattractive, and manly is considered grown. No, thank you. Wait, you put LMAO? Was that funny, Taylor? I'm being serious. I'm being serious. Like, I am just telling you guys what I've noticed. Or I noticed too, sometimes if you hate men, they'll perceive you as older because it's almost like, oh, well, yeah, she has, like, one lady did a video on me and she thought that I was a baby. That's what she literally said. She called me a baby. She was like, oh, she's 20. And, she's in love with her husband right now. But, just give her some time and she'll learn. Like, what the heck is that supposed to mean? So basically, that means what I got from that was she perceived me as younger because I don't hate men yet. So it's like everything that they perceive as older is bad. God, some of these women be just straight insufferable. And one lady, actually, I'll just say her name. I think it was Six the Goddess said it. And we know she is well, man. No wonder why, they gave her a hard time on YouTube. She is leagues above these women. I mean, literally a 10, right? And she had said, just I'm gonna paraphrase it. What I remember her, she was talking about how a lot of the times, over the time, above average women, they learn that they can't really be in environments with unattractive women because eventually unattractive women will end up either bullying her, teaming up on her, ganging up on her. That is a freaking fact. I'm trying not to become bitter towards, like, certain types of women, but man, it's hard. And so I get why okay, so this is another thing that slow people didn't understand. Okay. I get why over time very attractive women will prefer to isolate themselves. I'm not going to lie, that's kind of what I've been doing now. That's kind of what I've been doing now. Oh my god, you've seen her in real life? I'm sorry. I'm so loud. I'm jealous. So one lady was slow in my comment section and she was like, "No, attractive women are usually lonely," because I said when you're attractive, more things attract to you, like you'll get more friends. Oh, Lord have mercy. Why is critical thinking skills so hard for certain women in certain sectors? I can't keep breaking these things down to you guys. So, yes, over time, attractive women will eventually learn that solitude is best because when you're attractive, no, it's a fact. You're going to have more people wanting to be your friend. More things gravitate towards you. And then you learn after you've dealt with so many situations of jealous women, bullies, you then learn over time to stay to yourself and eventually you'll be forced into isolation. Is it clocking? Wait, why is everybody laughing? What did I say? Can y'all comment what I said? I'm just curious. I was just talking straight. And hold on. Okay, nobody wants to comment. Taylor said the funniest people don't even be trying to be funny. It's just how y'all say stuff. That's really funny. Uh okay. Whew. I just had to explain that because there's so okay. I told somebody this. I never knew. Like I never knew this level of stupidity existed until I got on the internet. Like when you get on the internet, new levels of stupidity gets unlocked. My goodness, people just refuse to the refusal to critical think is just I can't. And they be saying I be crashing out. Sometimes I do be crashing out. I do. Stupidity makes me crash out. Okay? They said it's how you're saying it. Y'all got me there though. It be the most stupidest people on YouTube talking about blunt girly is crashing out. Yes. Have you ever dealt with a stupid person? Stupid people stress me the hell out. Okay? Oh my goodness. All right. I think that's all I have to say. I'm just reading the chat. So like every time I see a really attractive woman, I'm like, you only have 30 seconds, right? Like, you only got 30 seconds before they start ganging up on you. And then also, well, never mind. Oh, that's so sweet. Your live streams are so good. Please post them as videos. OMG, I probably should. Yeah, I'm gonna leave this up for the public, guys. Yes, yes, the public needs to hear this. I think what made me say that I did not know that there was this level of stupidity on the internet was when people were teasing me for loving my man. I'm like, no, one of my ops thought she was insulting me because she was saying, Blunt Girly seems to really like her man. Yes. Yeah. Keep going. That's how relationships work. And of course, this woman, all she does is post bitter, miserable content all day, every day. She's the decenter man warrior. And she said, blunt girly. She thought she was making fun of me. You thought you ate? Yes. In healthy relationships, yeah, you're supposed to really like your partner. Yeah, Taylor said it's exhausting. Yes, that's why I became exhausted with certain people. You are exhausting. She really thought that was an insult. Yes, I love my man. That's what you're supposed to do for a healthy relationship. Keep going. Come on, use your head. Come on, we're almost there. We're almost there. That's why I said I didn't know, like, the internet really just unlocks a new level of psychiatry and stupidity. So yeah. Thank you guys for letting me just get this out my system. It's really late at night. I went to bed already. Like, I took a nap earlier, so I'm good. But I told you guys I be on live because that's when my brain is the most open. Like, I do the most research. I used to read the most at night. I used to explore the deepest topics at night. Night is just when I am just a chatterbird, okay? Yeah, Black INFJ said it's a lot of broken people on this platform. Proceed with caution. Yes, it's filled with broken and insecure people that can't get along with people in real life. So they come on the internet, because that's a human need. Like, socializing is a human need and they can't do it in real life. So they bring their problematic behavior to the internet because they refuse to work on themselves in order to get better results in their real life. So they bring their nonsense to the internet. Now, I'm going to talk because, I see some people are bringing up decenter men. I'm going to talk about that one last time because I just want to make myself clear. When I speak against decenter men, people think that I'm saying you have to treat your man like, like a master. And oh my goodness, you're my life. Oh my God, you're my obsession. No, I've talked against anxious attachment styles. What I'm saying is, I've seen the decenter men thing and I think that it's toxic. It's very toxic. Everything that they're saying is a given. Yes, that's common sense. Oh, I know. They're just discovering that you're supposed to have hobbies and, like, these things are just common sense, right? But what I think is, those women are psychotic and extreme, so they're going on an opposite extreme and saying put men at the very bottom, like, in your relationships. I don't think you should do that. I think, number one, the first step is you need to make sure he's a good man. That's where women can't seem to get right. That's why they play all these manipulation games and have to do these tactics. Some of you guys be dating men that terrorize you, and so yeah, you have to decenter him because he's a menace. So the first step is you need to find a good man. And then once you do that, I believe, no, you should not put him last. See, and this enables the cycle of women constantly, man, this is why you're getting left. This is why you're getting cheated on. This is why you have these constant fears ruminating in your head. You're toxic. How would you feel if a man put you last? Yeah, I checked out that stuff. They're saying put them very last. That's what they're saying. If you look at the chart, they put men in the chart and it's like minimized. So they think that these girls are so slow. They think they're schooling me when they say you can decenter your man in a relationship. Like, I haven't heard that 500 times already. You're not telling me anything. You are doing group thinking. You're not saying anything new, right? Lord have mercy. Maybe like BGB crashing out. Yes, you're stupid. Yes, I'm crashing out. Anyways, let me break it down. Okay. Lord have mercy. Where was I even at? I lost my train of thought. Okay. I think I was just talking about how um once you have a good man, you should not reduce them and minimize them. Almost like these girls go from having an anxious attachment style to a dismissive avoidant attachment style in a relationship. That's what decenter men reminds me of. You should have a healthy attachment style. You should have a healthy relationship with your partner. Okay? They should feel important in your life, not minimize. And then, of course, yes, you should take space for your hobbies and all that stuff. This stuff is common sense. But we know that the girls that need to be told that, they're a little bit slow up there. Not me explaining how a freaking healthy, committed relationship works. This is really sad. Like, where have times came? So, yeah, the girl tagged me in the post and said that I should decenter my man. No, 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 no. I'm not going to minimize my man and make him feel worthless and not important. No. I'm not going to be taking tips from women who are either single or have new boyfriends every 3 months. No, thank you. I think I know what I'm doing here. Your life is chaotic, dysfunctional. My life is not chaotic and dysfunctional. So, yeah, that's my thing with decenterment. I think that it's toxic to minimize your partner and decenter them. Okay? I think that people should make their partner feel valued and important, and he should be reciprocating that. Everything that I'm saying, he should be reciprocating that. I've always said, I always speak against dating guys that aren't treating you well. So, yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I just went on my little ramble for the night and just unpack certain things. I don't even know what else to say. I'll probably be on live for like 5 to 10 more minutes and I'm gonna hang up, wrap it up. But okay, I'll just wrap up the topic. So yeah. Or I think, did we want to try to do a Q&A or something like that with average and above average women's experience? I don't even know how to do that though. But that's why you're seeing like kind of like this war online, because most people are average. The above average is rare for grown women. So that's why you see all of the average people, you'll see like a community of people teaming up on, usually they team up on like one woman in particular. I know they would do that to Six the Goddess or, other content creators. And Six the Goddess is very honest. I know I keep talking about her, but I don't care. She comes off, I can see how she could come off as maybe ignorant to people, and me too, because she doesn't understand. Six the Goddess is extremely above average, and she's trying to talk to average and below average women. That's where the disconnect is. That's why they don't get it. They don't be clocking to them. They don't get what she's saying because she's speaking from an above average perspective. Oh my gosh, this reminds me literally of the IQ conversation. So, did you know that people with high IQs, they actually have a hard time talking to people with average IQs because it's just different experiences. People who are gifted with extremely high IQs, average people seem dumb to them. Did you know that? I never knew that. I don't know what my IQ is. I've never got that tested, but I looked that up, and yeah, so if you have an extremely high IQ, an average person, right? Just an average smart person comes off as dumb to them. So that's where I'm noticing like there's the disconnect a lot of the times. So yeah. All right. I mean, I don't really have what did you guys think about the conversation? So yeah, I'm gonna just wrap this up. Comment your thoughts. I'll read it out loud. Sorry, I can't really like when I talk, I can't focus on the chat. So y'all are free to talk to each other earlier, but I can't really like I know you guys were saying some good stuff and I always watch my lives back and I read the chat afterwards. So yeah, I read everything you guys say afterwards. So what do you think about this conversation? You can be brutally honest with me. I am totally aware. I get why I'm controversial. I've already explained that. I'm controversial because I'm rare. I don't have the average plight. I don't group think. So it's totally okay. I won't take that the wrong way. But yeah, comment below, guys, and I'm gonna read it out loud what you think, and then we'll wrap this up. What did you think about this conversation overall? What was your favorite part? Jasmine said, I just hate how people don't see how your channel is helpful and hindsight. Hmm. Yeah, that's all I be trying to do is really just help. But I think what it is actual help, real help, the truth is not soothing. It's not pleasurable. And that's where people do not like me. So Taylor said, I feel on both spectrums. Some things really aren't able to be fathomed because of the stark differences, like men pressing for intercourse after doing something for a woman. I've never experienced that. Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, yeah. That was just one example, but I get what you're saying. Like, why do men do certain things? You have to be a man to understand. Track says, will this be available in replay? Yes, I am saving this for the public. I'm gonna try to stop deleting my lives because I realize like that's mean and it's rude. People be getting notifications and then you click it and it's gone. Like, so yeah. I would delete my lives because I am a perfectionist. I always say this, Virgo rising, okay? And if it's not the way I want it to be, I'm deleting it. But I'm going to leave this up because I really think I ate this conversation. Jasmine said, "How can they not see you're giving valuable criticism? It's not a place from hate." Exactly. I think what it is when they a lot of low IQ people, and I'm just speaking from facts, they don't critically think. They don't look deeper in. They don't watch the full video. They literally are surface level people. So that's another reason why high IQ people are usually deep people. Low IQ people are surface level, quick clips. They're always getting rage baited because they don't research deeper into things. So I feel like what they do is they read my titles and they might this is how low IQ brains work. They see my channel and they'll see, oh, I'm talking about women a lot, right? And it's not positive all the time because I'm trying to help. And then they'll write me off as like, "Oh, she's hateful." That's literally what they do. That's what I've noticed that they do. I noticed that everybody that leaves ignorant comments, I've actually tested this out in my video. They don't watch the full video. They never watch the full video. But yet they have all this to say. The people that watch the full video, they tend to get my perspective. So I talked about this before. Intelligent people tend to just understand everything because everybody has their own points of views. Just like how I understood, the miserable women online and their plight. That's their point of view. They're below average. They're not getting what they need out of life, or they have insufferable personalities. Let's see. Okay, so let's see what you guys are saying. Jasmine said they want to paint me the bad guy, but you're the furthest thing from it. So I'm not really tripping. I know that that's the narrative going on right now because you got to think about it like this. I went up against an entire community of women. So yeah, they're going to be able to control the narrative a little bit better than little old me. It's literally just me. And I went up against a cult, literally a leader that has all the people in the group thinking, right? So they're all trained to go, attack one person. See, I don't treat my audience like that. I don't send my audience, I don't, manipulate my audience, and I don't control them. So usually, um, yeah, I noticed that I'm not, how do I explain this? The narrative is gonna get skewed about me when I go against these spaces because I don't train my audience to be attacking people and stuff like that. No, I just come here to speak the truth and help. Other people have their other motives. Some people come on here to escape from their miserable life and get a sense of power. I don't do that. So yeah, I know that the narrative right now of me that they're trying to paint, they're trying to push this narrative. What it's called is damage control. Bro, I'm too smart for this. Like, I can't take this seriously. Like, I know every psychological cope. I study this, okay? I'm fixated on psychology. I see what you're doing. It's damage control. Listen, the girl that's trying to get her community to write me off as like angry, they're being racist and stuff like that. Angry black woman. It's damage control because I humiliated the F out of her in my videos. Okay. I roasted her. I would be doing damage control too. Let that girl cope. I don't even care. I'm just letting her cope at this point. Like, she's trying to recover. Yeah, exactly, Jasmine. I dog walked her. Come on, let the girl cope. People are telling me they're doing like racist memes and monkey meat. Bro, this is a cope. It's damage control. Okay. I literally demolished her. I'm not really tripping. But, anyways, oh gosh, I'm really trying not to talk about that anymore. But I do have a lot more to say. Taylor said, resorting to racism was just a logical fallacy on their end. Well, what they're doing is they're proving my exact point. What did I say? Like, people be proving my exact point on my channel. When I talk about when I'm focused on female bullying, they're proving my point. And even in the live stream, when I explained why I got away from that space, what did I say? I said because they're delusional, they're radical, and illogical. These women are black themselves. I don't care if you're 50% black or 70, you're black. Calling another person a monkey and being racist, bro, they're proving my point. You're illogical, you're delusional, and you're radical. So it's funny. Like, they're really falling for the bait. And, my audience is going to go over there. I haven't been over there, but that's just what my subs were telling me. My audience is gonna go over there and see, oh, that's what Blunt Girlie was talking about. That behavior right there, that's what she was talking about. Yeah. See, all I do is come on here and tell the truth. Okay? I won't tell you a lie. So yeah, I don't want to get too into that, but yeah, that's just all I have to say about that. No, the racist, you said, how do you claim being classy and multicultural while being racist? Bro, can you let the white people be racist? You are black. This literally, bro, I'm not about to unpack this. Y'all taking this seriously? I can't. Today, I literally went shopping today. Like, I bought me a cute old, oh my God, I want to show you guys. Oh my gosh, should I show you guys? Should I show you guys? No, I'm not gonna show you guys. I bought me a cute YSL bag. I'll probably do like a vlog for like VIP members after this. I got me some sushi. My waist is all tiny. I was eating right, all week. I wore a crop top. I'm in my dream city once again. Hello, get into it. The most expensive city in the world, statistically. And then what else? Oh, I went to go buy some perfumes and stuff like that. Exactly. Like, I don't know, life is good for me. I'm just happy. So yeah, oh my gosh, I'm getting off topic. All right, guys. All right, guys. All right, guys. I want to keep this up. Do you guys have any last thoughts about what I said about this discussion? We were talking about the experience of average women and above average women that I've noticed. Aw, she said, stop, you're so cute. Aw. Jasmine, you're truly goals. Thank you. Taylor said, I think we hit all the points, to be honest. Thank you, guys. Like, okay, my main purpose on my channel, like, I enjoy talking to you guys and gossiping here and there and stuff like that. Um, but overall, I just feel like I've hit milestones in my life. So I've always had this urge to try to help other women hit it too. And it's not going to be presented in a pretty package. No. Some things are going to be some hard pills to swallow. I had to swallow a lot of hard pills to get to this point. So yeah. Alrighty, guys. I'm gonna let you guys go. Bye. Thank you guys for all the commentary. Um, please comment your thoughts below. I love when you guys spam the timeline, not for like algorithm purposes. I just love to hear what you guys have to say. Okay. So thank you. I love you guys. Mwah.